Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt, and I'm a stress and mindfulness trainer, personal development coach, and keynote speaker. And today I'm going to speak about my 4th month as an entrepreneur. And before I jump in, just a really quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done yet, and also hit that little bell to make sure that you're receiving notifications on a regular basis. I am posting new content every Monday and every Friday, and if you're hitting that little bell, you make sure that you're receiving information that new content is online. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into the topic, my 4th month as an entrepreneur. You might have already watched other videos of me and other videos of my first few months as an entrepreneur. But I'm trying to record a video every month to share with you my learnings and my experiences as an entrepreneur as I'm going along. And today I'm going to speak about the month of May 2019 and what I did and what I experienced and what learnings I made. So first of all, I really can't believe, and I know I've been saying this over the last couple of videos as well, but time is just going by. And it's crazy how time flies for me, especially when you have things to do and when you're busy. And a couple of things happened this month that I want to share with you. First of all, I started to record and I started to teach my 8-week online program, From Stressed to Empowered, Taking Control and Create a Life You Love, with 10 early testers from 8 different companies. For example, Google, Facebook, Dropbox, Headspace, McKinsey, 2 startup companies that are called Bird and Elastic, and finally Andreessen Horowitz, a venture capitalist company. And I am beyond grateful for this experience. So in April, I actually decided that I want to start this 8-week online program way earlier than I had anticipated, because from the experience of going out and giving trainings to companies, I realized that people are actually really interested in learning more and experiencing more of how they can better manage stress in their life. And I initially planned to do this program towards the end of the year, and then in April I thought to myself, okay, this is the time, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it. And then a friend of mine had this really amazing idea of actually inviting 10 people to do the program with me together to get feedback, and when I'm recording myself, to be more authentic and realistic in the video. And I really love the idea, and I love the input, and I love the feedback that I'm getting from my early testers, and incorporating everything as I go along. And it's really special for me, not just because it's an extremely amazing experience and I'm just learning so much in the process, but at the same time, I'm always thinking that, we have so much time in our lives, and so often we waste time, that you can do actually so many things in your life if you're just determined, and if you have a plan, and if you put structure behind it, and you start just doing it. Really just start doing it. And my motto really is that done is better than perfect, and I'm a total perfectionist, and the program will hopefully still come out extremely beautifully. But it is really important to just start. I have a lot of people in my environment that are talking about doing a lot of different things. I'm talking to a lot of clients. I'm experiencing it every time I'm going to a training at a company where people are like, oh yeah, I've heard this before and I know what to do, but actually doing it is a different story. And this is why I have created the 8-week online program. And obviously we're talking about different stress management tools, but really in general, we're talking about different personal development coaching tools. I am talking about how you can identify limiting beliefs and blocks that have been blocking you over your lifetime. We're talking about how to actually start integrating habits and why it is so difficult to do that and why it is so hard to break them. I'm talking about really specifically different tools and techniques that you can apply in your day-to-day life, in your work life, time management, email management. I'm talking about the importance of sleep. I'm talking about the importance of morning routines. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about how you can navigate in uncertain times when organizations have a lot of changes. And I'm talking about how you can master your own mindset. And it's all so amazing topics that have helped me so much in my own development over the last couple of years. And I've basically kind of put it together, and I'm so amazed. Now I am in my I just did my 5th module yesterday, and every time I do a module, well, I'm first of all extremely grateful to see my early testers, and getting their feedback is so rewarding for me. But I also see how much I can do in just a short period of time, and how much we can actually put together. So for example, I'm building a beautiful workbook as well. It's going to be 165 pages, and I'm working with a team of 2 web designers in Germany to build me this beautiful workbook. So over the last 4 weeks, I had to put 165 pages of content together, exercises, weekly challenges, coaching tips from myself, different illustrations. And it's almost been like a master thesis. But again, when you have a goal, you are actually able to do it. You just have to start going. And this has been by far like my biggest realization and my biggest inspiration, my biggest motivation. I'm learning so much. I'm getting so much content as well for other channels that I can use. And I'm obviously learning a lot from working with my coaching clients, for example, one-to-one as well. So yeah, so I'm really, really, as you can tell, probably super excited about my 8-week online program. I'm planning to launch it mid-July, so stay tuned for more information on that. But this is what I've been really, really busy with in month 4 of being an entrepreneur. And one of the other learnings and realizations that I had with that is that I can basically do anything I set my mind to. I just need to start doing it. And yeah, it's just really empowering, right? It's really empowering to know that you can do that. And I'm feeling proud, to be honest. I'm feeling proud to be able to do this, even though obviously I have my doubts and I have my low days, which I had a few of them in the month of May as well. But what I've been really good with, which I'm very proud to share with you, is that I've been able to do more self-care. I've been going to yoga really regularly. I feel like I'm going to exercise classes, either a yoga class or a boot camp class, or going for a walk, for a longer hike in nature, around 3 to 4 times per week. And it's been really so helpful for me. And especially when I'm starting to get frustrated, especially when I'm sitting at home and I've been working already a few hours, sometimes it's just so important to disconnect and get some fresh air, or do something different, disconnect completely, and then come back to the task. It's especially with creating the modules for the 8-week online program. You know, sometimes it's like I'm just getting like so antsy, and I'm like, I want to put this together, I want to finish this, but then I just don't have the energy. And then when I don't have the energy, I don't have the inspiration. And then sometimes I put it away for a day, and I come back and I have like, and just in 1 hour, I get so much done because I just really refueled and took care of myself. And sometimes it's just so important to just step away for a minute. So yeah, so this has been great. And I'm really proud to say that I have been able to practice more self-care for myself, to disconnect, to eat healthier, to be out in nature. Summer has finally arrived in Tahoe as well. So yeah, so this has all been really great in the month of May. I also had a few trainings in the month of May. I went to San Francisco to train a team at Google, and it was a very cool experience as well because it was a very challenging training. I arrived on a Monday afternoon in San Francisco, and the team that I was training is a global team that is sitting a little bit all over the world. And so they arrived, and a lot of them were jet lagged, and they were sitting in this little meeting room for the whole day already. I came in and the air was a little stagnant, and it was small, artificial light all day, really kind of low energy. And because people were tired, people were exhausted, they had been sitting in meetings since 8 o'clock the same morning. So yeah, so that was a challenge for me to kind of amp up the energy a little bit and make sure that I'm really getting traction from them. But I had some amazing conversations, lots of discussions, which is always really empowering and rewarding for me as well, because I learn a lot from other questions, right? I learn a lot what people are really interested in, what people struggle with. I had a challenging participant as well that really challenged me on everything that I said. And instead of getting triggered by it, which was kind of my initial, few second reaction, I took a step back and really felt compassionate about the person, because she had obviously experienced a lot of difficult situations in her life. And I really tried to give her some tools to be able to manage these things in the future. And what I always say, because you probably wonder now, what is the tip that you told her, is that change starts with yourself. And so a lot of the things that she told me was like, yeah, but my manager was like this and my external environment is like that. And I said to her, yes, and I do get that. But when you don't start to work on yourself, it will be really hard to find changes, really, really hard, because the external world is not going to really change for you. You have to change yourself, or you have to choose a different thing. So yeah, so this is one of the really big tips that I have for you as well. If you're either, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're managing your stress levels, because yeah, change always starts with us. And if you don't change anything, it will be really hard to find changes in your life. So yeah, so that was a really cool experience, being there for an hour and 30 minutes and just, talking to them. And I literally went out of the meeting and I sat down for 30 minutes and I wrote down all of the questions that I got, all of the observations that I made, because I'm still learning so much. And at the same time, you might wonder now, okay, Julia just went back to Google, her old workplace for the last 7.5 years. And no, I have not regretted 1 second that I left the company. What is the right word? I'm extremely grateful to be there. I'm extremely happy that I can still work with these people, but I'm really happy that I'm doing my own thing. I feel extremely empowered. I feel like I'm obviously my own boss now, and it's so cool. Like I can take my own decisions. I can decide on what I want to focus on. The only challenge that I have sometimes is that I don't get that much feedback anymore, right? And so it's been really something that I think for the month of June now, that's something that I'm learning to really, if I need that feedback and if I need that input on a more regular basis, then I need to just seek it myself, because I'm not just going to get it anymore. Because we had very firm structures in place at Google. Of course, you have a team around you that you can talk to on a daily basis. You have one-to-ones with your manager. So that's something that I really do miss. So yeah, so I'm thinking about finding maybe a mentor that can give me some insights as well. And yeah, so this has been a cool month, the month of May. It was also my 33rd birthday in the month of May, so I was celebrating a little bit, took a day off with my fiance and just hung out and relaxed. We had a lot of rain and snow in Tahoe still in the month of May, so it was kind of a grayish month, grayish and rainy and cold, but I was really happy actually. I always told myself, well, at least I can be productive. And at least I can, get going and, continue on with this program. And I did work a couple of weekends. I have to be completely honest with you. I have a lot to do at the moment, and I have set myself a very kind of tight deadline to launch the online program, and I really want to get there, and I know I can get there because I'm a structured person, and I'm pretty aware of what I have to do as a project and program manager in my role before at Google. And so yeah, so that's been a little bit stressful, to be totally honest with you. And I've been working during the weekends, but then I have a great fiance that is challenging me to put my work on the side for a day, which is really good that I have him in my life. And also, I'm really more aware of, hey, when I take a day off, for example, during the week, or maybe even 2 days off during the week, I'm a lot more flexible. Then I can also work during the weekend and really, and do that as well. So yeah, so that's been kind of my learnings. So like I said, in the month of June, find a mentor. Or find more a way to get regular feedback and input from other people. I've been talking a lot more with my sister and sharing with her the modules so she can give me some input, which has been really helpful. I have an amazing friend who just read 165 pages and corrected, proofread basically my workbook. So yes, I have a lot of beautiful people around me, so many helpful people, and we so often forget that. We so often appreciate these little things and practice gratitude for the things that we have in our lives. And yeah, I want to continue definitely being healthy and active and eating better. I've been really good the last 2 days to not eat any chocolate in the evening, I'm proud to say, which is very difficult for me because I have really realized that when I'm getting stressed out and when I'm feeling tired, chocolate is the first thing that I crave. And I had a really cool podcast interview with Megan O'Hara in May that I published, I think, earlier this week actually, about how to use eating as a tool to manage stress. And she gave me so much cool input that has really sat with me and that I'm starting to really also integrate into my life. So yeah, so this is it for the month of May and my 4th month as an entrepreneur. If you have any questions for me, if you would like to know more about anything about how I'm building my business, how I'm managing difficult situations, difficult conversations, rejections. I've had a lot of rejections this month, and to not take these things too personal and just keep on going. I think this is really what is important when you are an entrepreneur. I always have to think, it's so funny, I've been thinking about this so much over the last couple of days. One of my colleagues gave me a little award. It's already probably 3 years ago. And my award was that my characteristic trait was that I have unwavering resilience. And I really loved that. And I was really proud that he gave that to me because he said I was working on a really difficult project and I didn't take no for an answer. And I was always striving forward and not letting other people stop me or be discouraged by other people's opinions. And I think unwavering resilience is a really, really important trait to have as an entrepreneur. So when I have bad days, when I have an email coming in telling me that they're not going to hire me, for example, for training, or if there's other things that are not going the way I want them to go, I always remind myself of this little sheet of paper that he gave me that said unwavering resilience. So yeah, so just think about that. Unwavering resilience is really important as an entrepreneur. It's important that we're not taking things personally. I literally believe that everything happens for a reason, and sometimes it's just not the right time. So it doesn't mean that you should stop doing what you're doing. If you're really passionate about your project, then just believe in it and keep on going, because a lot of people need you. I believe that a lot of people need me, and I really hope that I can add so much value to so many lives. And yeah, I'm here and I'm gonna do it, and I'm telling myself at least 2 to 3 years. If then I'm not successful, then I will maybe reconsider. But not being successful is not really an option for me, and I totally believe that a lot of people can benefit from the information that I share, because it's really important information. And one of the things that has really stuck with me over the last 2 or 3 weeks as well is that stress management at the end of the day is really personal development. I want people to understand why they react the way they do, because at the end of the day we stress ourselves. And as I said, you're not going to change anyone else. You're not going to change your external world. You have to start changing your own behaviors, and that comes with personal development and better understanding yourself and better understanding what happened in your past and why you are triggered in certain situations. So yeah, so I'm really excited to share that with you. And finally, one of the biggest realizations that I had as well in the month of May is that the more time I take for myself, the more the relationships around me flourish, because I'm really connected to myself. I'm in a balanced state, and I can see situations with a lot more kind of grounded head. And so yeah, so I'm probably going to talk about this a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I hope this has been inspirational for you as well, maybe a little bit. Maybe you learned something, maybe you took something away. So if you have, leave a comment on my YouTube channel. I'm always really excited to hear from you. I'm always here for you. If you have any questions, let me know. And until we speak again, I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Take care of yourself. With gratitude, Julia.